Lift your voice and sing. On just who Jama. He's the right. He's the ruling king. Come here, see the I am torn. Today is legal. Hey, Emmanuel, King of all the earth. Emmanuel, ancient of days. Emmanuel, Lion of the tribe of Judah. Emmanuel, Aruba, Yahweh, the sad cold I be. Yahweh, the sad cold I be. Oh, Yahweh, the sad cold I be. I wonder what the people say. Can I get a witness in the house? He's more than walking for you. He's more than a walking imagination. Emmanuel, King of all the earth. King of all the earth. We call you Emmanuel. We call you Emmanuel. Lion of the tribe of Judah. We call you Emmanuel. Yahweh, Yahweh, stand for Yahweh. There can never be any other Yahweh, Yahweh, stand for Yahweh. You are Yahweh. Sweet Holy Spirit, here midst.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Let's talk about it. What's going on? How was your weekend? Long weekend? What's going on, guys? All right. So, if you will, please introduce yourself if you're watching me live. I'm going to dive right into it. Today, we have on doubling down on driving for dollars. Okay. We're going to talk about driving for dollars. Anybody here know what driving for dollar means? Anybody knows what that means? Or if you're not familiar with driving for dollars at all, let me know. Anybody knows what driving for dollar means? So today, some people call it D for D. Some people call it D for dollar sign, like this one. Let's see here. Oh, my keyboard is off. Interesting. So anybody want to volunteer? Do you know what driving for dollars is? Are you familiar with that? If not, let me know as well. All right. Driving for dollars. Let's talk about driving for dollars. Driving backwards for dollars. How's flipping fail? It's a lot of people engaging their time in this. Well, my name is Ola. Welcome to From Data to Deals. We talk about how to flip houses nationwide, being able to find discounted properties and then assign them to investors for money. I cover that in details in Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, which you can download for free at smartrealestateWholesaling.com. That's what we do here. So I try to come here Tuesday through Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays at 4 p.m. And one of the methods, we have, some of you guys, I have this here now so I can always review it. This process right here is what it takes to win big in this game. If you master this process, from data to deals, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you master that, you're winning. Okay, it's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. Okay, so there's data, which is essentially addresses of properties. You can also call the phone numbers of the owner, right? Any information that can help you get in contact with these homeowners. As you can see, stage number 2 is contact, right? So the address, if you're going to do direct mailing, right, postcards, right, postcards or letters, right, that's a form of contact, but it can get very expensive because for you to do this successfully, you have to have multiple touches. You got to touch we call it multiple touches. So high tech, high touch, high leverage, right? Because sometimes people need to see your information, your marketing information, your marketing offer. They need to see it a few times before what you're offering will resonate with them, right? It could be the timing is not right. And basically, if you're going to build this business, the timing always has to be right for you because the timing is not always going to be right for your prospect. So how we make sure that our timing is always right is by making sure we have multiple touches, meaning we find multiple ways to create outreach campaign to these potential sellers, right? In addition to that, we make sure we're only talking to distressed sellers with potential distress situation, financial situation, distressed properties. It could be personal distress. It could be they inherited a house that they can't really afford, right? A lot of people inherit properties that just give me something. I don't want to deal with that house. It's like 2 different states over. I don't want to come back to Minnesota all the time. You'll be shocked how many people are going through that. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get off this call right now, I have to send out contracts to a deal in Phoenix, Alabama. Who knew there was a town called Phoenix in Alabama, right? But there is, right? I didn't have to know that before I could do these deals, right? But there's some things you have to know, and what you have to know is data. You have to know how to manipulate data. You have to know how to collect and analyze data and things like that. So one of the methods of collecting data is driving for dollars. So it's as simple as you drive around town and you write down addresses of properties that are potentially distressed, like grown weed, it looks run down, it looks like it's burnt out on one edge of the back of the property, right? It looks like nobody lives there, it looks like the windows are boarded up, right? And people they sell that. They sell the idea of driving around for dollars. They call it drive around for dollars. And I've never really, it has never really resonated well with me. Okay. When I first started back in 2005, I had, I was taught marketing, which is direct mailing letters, right? And the only thing that was gimmicky in strategy at that time was they, say, hey, handwrite it in a red pen, right? And then for some reason, it will stand out better, right? And that was gimmicky at that time. And I tried it. What I noticed at the time was that it didn't matter. If the timing is right, and somebody has a property to sell, they will sell. They'll call me. Okay. And I increase my chances of someone calling me by making sure I'm consistently sending out letters, right? And I was tempted a few times to increase the volume of letters I'm sending out. Then I found that it didn't help. I increased my volume, but it didn't make more calls come in. The only thing is that it raised my anxiety because now I'm expecting to get more calls, but it wasn't, right? So what I learned at that time was there were two secrets of success: is consistency and commitment to consistency. And then over the years, it's been 15 years, technology has changed. It's like two different worlds apart from technology in 2005 and now, right? So over the years, what I've learned is that I had to also create a system to help me stay consistent, because I'm human like everybody else, and consistency is one of the hardest things for us to do. Because if results is not showing fast enough, we quit. We're quitters, okay? And we will blame it on everything else, except us, right? Except the guy in the mirror. So over the years, a lot of gimmicks have come up. One of them is driving for dollars, for sure. Now, does driving for dollars work? Every marketing strategy works. That has never been the question that I ask. The question I always ask is this: is that the most efficient and the most effective way for me to do my business? That's the question I've always asked. Is there a better, faster way for me to do this business or to accomplish the goals that I'm looking to accomplish without compromising integrity, my personal morals, right? Those are the questions that I ask. And what I found is that I didn't have to handwrite letters. 10 years later, I didn't have to drive for dollars. And I see a lot of people fall for that because they say, hey, I know they're selling a product over there for $5,000. I can't really afford that. How can somebody on a budget get started? The gurus are very quick to tell you, just drive for dollars. And then once you buy into the idea, then they're going to tell you, hey, go pick up this app over there. It's $97. All they tell you is free, but for you to use it for free, then you have to upgrade to some things. It's $97 and stuff like that, right? One of the most popular app out there is Deal Machine. And basically, it's a simple concept. You basically pull out your phone, you drive around town, right? You pull out your phone, you see a property that looks overgrown, weed, and you take the picture, right? And when you take the picture, what happens is it pops up all the information about the property, right? Because the phone knows you're in that location as well, right? So it pops up all the information, and then you can click one button and then you send out the postcard to that person. Okay. You may say, but the person lives there. Why not just take the postcard to the door, right? Well, a lot of times they don't necessarily live there. They may be out of state owners, non-owner occupied property, meaning it's owned by a landlord. So it can potentially be a deal, but the key word is potentially. Okay. In business, we always operate with the law of averages. We operate with the law of chances, the law of numbers. Like the more samples you have, the more the chances you will do a deal, right? And the less number of properties, data you manipulate and mess with, the lower that is, the less the chances you're going to close a deal. So think about it. If it was that easy, just take picture and send out postcards, everyone else would be doing it, right? So clearly something is missing. What's missing is that there's an extremely low chance that you will close a deal. Okay, there's an extremely low chances that you will close a deal. And that's what I'm talking about here today. So I've got an email. I'm not sure if you're on my newsletter, if you got that email today, but I want to review with you and I want to dissect with you because I feel like there are going to be other gimmicky strategies that will be presented to you being a student of real estate investing and you're trying to flip houses and things like that. There will be other gimmicky strategies that will be presented to you. But when you understand what I'm sharing with you, you'll be able to see them from miles away and say, no, I don't want to be involved in that, because it defiles the law of leverage. Leverage means you accomplish more with less resources. It's called resourcefulness, right? It's called being resourceful. Like, if you don't learn how to be resourceful, you will get left behind in the world of business today. Does that make sense? So with that being said, I've got a couple of things I wanted to share with you. I didn't want to talk too much. Let's go. Warning: driving for dollars is one of the methods that gurus have spread wide as the easy way to get started with flipping houses for big profits. But it's a blatant lie. Okay? It is a blatant lie. And the reason why I say it's a lie is not that you can't close a deal. It's just that you have an extremely low chances that you will ever close a deal. So let's keep going. A half a truth. Okay, let me repeat that. A half a truth, which is also a lie. The idea is for you to drive around town and write down addresses of properties or houses that looks distressed, data collection. So as you can see here, like I told you, that is actually a valid stage in this business of flipping houses, real estate investment. The first stage is data collection. The problem is that you're so far away from a deal that you don't want to spend all your energy on collecting data. Data is the cheapest thing for you to get your hands on. Okay. So driving around town, putting $30 of gas in a car and driving around town just to write down addresses doesn't work. So now the argument is that, oh yeah, but the app makes you send out a postcard. So you're actually doing contact. The problem with that is that you're doing very little. You're doing very little in a big amount of time. You're working against leverage. You're swimming against the trend, which is technology. The wave of technology that's coming our way, you're swimming against it. And you're wasting time, the most precious asset that any entrepreneur understands that they have. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. So data collection, yes, that's a valid process that we have to do in the business, but you don't have to leave your computer or leave your house to do that. You don't have to waste $30 on gases. You don't have to burn the brakes on your car to collect data. Okay. What kind of creepy shit is that? That's when you take pictures, basically. So let me go back. I think I need to, let me see. Okay. So that's when, so they tell you put out a picture and start taking pictures, right? That's creepy. You know, you could easily get harassed in front of somebody's houses by doing that. If you do it enough times, you're going to get harassed. Not only are you working against leverage, not only are you doing less with more time and more resources, you can actually get into a situation of harassment, and they will be accusing you of harassment, basically, because it is harassment if you think about it, right? But then at some point, in recent times, during the COVID-19 outbreak and stuff like that, they came up with virtual driving for dollars. Okay. And virtual driving for dollars is actually worse than driving for dollars. Okay. So basically, they added some kind of application interface from the app to Google Maps and stuff like that, and you can virtually drive around town, and basically you click, and you all that time you're wasting time. All that time you're noting down all of those properties. I collect all of those properties in one click. All right, and they're all in a spreadsheet, and I can analyze them better. But then you're using mouse to drive around town, and somebody sold you an app. So you were trying to avoid spending money, but you end up spending money plus time, which is worse. So spending time on gimmicky activities that's not going to produce as much as you could if you just apply a little bit of wisdom with these things, right? You realize that you're wasting tons of time. You have access to all the data you want. You can literally go on Zillow.com and collect all the addresses. You're better off doing that way, okay, than buying into an app, $97, just because you thought you were saving money, but you end up spending more money. Okay, let's keep going. Every now and then, I encounter people who want to make a case for it. That's for driving for dollars, right? Because they saw a testimonial of a few people doing 7 figures revenue with driving for dollars. It's impossible, okay? And I'll explain why it's impossible. A newbie may get lucky and close a $3,000 deal, but for every one of those people, there are 3,000 other people who tried it, literally tried for 30 days. Many of them tried for 30 days, actually worse for them because most people, they try once, they get frustrated. Like, nah. So you can easily say to those people, like, yeah, but you only tried it one day. It's not going to work after one day, right? You can say that about anything, right? But I know people that actually did it for not just 30 days, not just they actually upgraded the app, they actually tried to make driving for dollars work, but they failed at it. They wasted a ton of time, money, and the company with the app is going after them with collections because they refuse to pay the app monthly because it's not working out for them. And they tried to make it work. Okay. Now, that's a lot that I just said, but let's keep going here. But again, one can get lucky. And I know people that have gotten lucky. And I know a few people that come on videos and they say, hey, you're tripping. I know people that, well, I do too. The only problem is that I know a lot of people that are lucky in life too. But I'm talking about building a business. A business means there are systems, there are processes in place that create predictable results, meaning I can do it over and over and over again, and I will get similar, close to a result. I will make money, create revenue. That's what we do here. Okay. I don't teach you how to get lucky. I don't teach you how to make $1 million by getting lucky tomorrow. I teach you how to build a business, and it's completely up to you how you want to scale, how far you want to scale that business. If I show you how to flip one deal and you see that, hey, this is data, this is processes, and the stage 5, stage 3, stage 4, you can repeat that process. If you know that you're spending too much time on this end, you can literally outsource and say, hey, I'm spending too much time here and it's disturbing from getting to results. You help me. There's a repetitive, like repetitive process that you can go through like that. That's what I cover here. You cannot replicate driving for dollars. Okay. Yes, you can actually. Okay. And if you do that, kudos. We're going to talk about that in a second. Okay. So a newbie may get lucky and close a $3,000 deal, but for every one of those, there are 3,000 other people who tried it and got frustrated. Those who claim to be doing 7 figures with driving for dollars are a few people, extremely few people. Okay, I'm not talking about all the members of the app. There's tons. They have membership that will never close a deal. Okay, because again, it sounds sexy. Just take a picture of a house, and boom, you could close a $10,000 deal. Of course, that sounds sexy. So they're signing up a lot of people. A lot of people keep paying every month, and then at one point they cancel. Some people don't cancel. Some people hold on to it. The people that design the app, they eat, they feed their family. Kudos to them. And I hate to hate on them, but I'm making a bigger point here for you. Okay, there are ways that you need to really, really be thinking about business and entrepreneurship. The number one on that list is leverage. Okay. If you could do it with a machine, don't spend more money or resources trying to do the same thing. Okay. It just works against the game you're playing. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. So those who claim to do 7 figures with driving for dollars are a few people who have created a perpetual hiring and firing system to recruit drivers. Let's do the math. Okay. So did I say people get lucky? Yes. Actually, luck is a part of the formula of the game that we play, entrepreneurship. We get lucky, right? But we also increase the chances of us getting lucky when we see like, oh, that worked that way. Maybe I can increase my chances by doing more of this. But figuring out that something worked in the first place was luck. I completely stumbled into it. Lucky me, right? Boom, gotcha, right? But if it's luck, you can expect that it's not going to happen the next time. If it's a miracle, you can expect that it's probably not going to happen the next time. Because that's why you call it luck and miracle, right? Once you can repeat that same thing over and over, once it becomes a predictable model, right? You can't really call it luck any longer, right? So once a person realized that, oh, one person got lucky out of 3,000 people, I could just hire and fire people all day long. I don't have to pay them anything. I'll promise them that if I close a deal, they get paid. And that's what some people do, okay? But it's still not an escape route because a lot of people run there. Again, some people run away from direct mailing, Facebook marketing, text message marketing, like things that there are actual attention on, right? Because it requires a little bit of a skill set. Put your head down 11 days, go through the process, right? Some commitment. It requires that, right? Some people completely avoid that because they're trying to avoid work, right? And then they say, you know what, that driving for dollars thing sounds so sexy. You just drive around town. I just hire people, right? Boom. So some people have actually mastered that. A few people created a hiring and firing system that they hire and fire drivers. The thing is that, again, the same math applies. 90% plus of them will quit, but it doesn't matter because the system, more people are coming in. They continue to market the system, right? So the person that created the system, you can expect that they'll make money at some point if they continue that process, because now it's no longer about getting lucky for driving for dollars. It's about the system. Okay, it's about leveraging other people's time. And so if you have a system that hires 100 drivers per day, with each of them trying to catch a deal at least once, at least, that's at least, I do typos all the time, sorry, at least once, that's 3,000 trips for that month for you and not for those individuals. That's for your business because you created a system. Okay, now there's still a problem with that. Okay, all right, the system I just explained, there's nothing wrong with it. If you can pull off, you can put it off. If you can pull it off, right, that's a business. A lot of companies run off of that, right? You hire, you fire as you come as it go, as long as it doesn't. Because now, if you start paying people salaries and you're paying benefits and stuff like that, you don't want to do that because it's extremely expensive to hire and fire people, right? But if it's just you're promising them to get paid at closing and stuff like that, if you can market that funnel of bringing new drivers in, then you're lucky. But it's hard work because you have to test. And most people that come in will actually not go and jump in their seat, in their car seat, and drive. Most people won't. And you will still spend money, time, and sweat on marketing that funnel. And if it doesn't work out, then you say, I'm doing something wrong. And before you know it, you're paying the app, you're paying them $97 every month for the next 10 months, and you didn't even realize it. You're just working on the business, trying to make it work, right? And there's nothing wrong with all of that. I'm just telling you what's going on. Okay. So let's get next one. That will increase your chances of doing a deal dramatically. If you have 3,000 trips out there and it's not your personal time, now you're the smart one and the suckers are the drivers still, right? So, and why are they suckers? Because they have 1 out of 3,000 chances that they will ever close a deal. Okay. But you, at least you're smart enough to know that, I can't be driving around town. Let me just create a system, use Craigslist, bring people in a funnel, get them signing up, and then I'll pay them if they close the deal. If they don't, well, I'm sorry, right? Chances of doing a deal dramatically, even if 99% of them quit, right? It increases your chances. If you create a funnel like this, remember the system is always hiring. That's the only way this is going to work. And the problem is, I see with people that have tried this, is that they thought it was an easy cop out, right? But then they find out that bringing people through the funnel is a lot of work too. It costs money. Oh, it costs money. Yeah, that same thing you try to avoid that pushed you in the direction of driving for dollars in the first place. It does cost money. You can't call that driving for dollars, by the way. That person is making money because they created a system or machine that leverages other people's time. So you cannot make consistent money flipping houses trying to be a driver. That's minimum wages activity. It's the same thing, by the way, even if you come on the computer. At some point, you got to recognize some things that you're doing repeatedly, and you can pay other people to do it for you. Or you can pay your teenager to do it for you. It's called minimum wage activities. If you get stuck on minimum wage activities like copy paste and stuff like that, and you don't know when to say, you know what, I figured that out. Let me hire somebody else to do that. You're going to get stuck in your income as well. Because again, guess what? You have competition. You always have competition. It doesn't matter. Competition is a good thing, okay? Because now you can have something, including yourself, to measure against and to continue to go higher and higher and grow as an individual, but also as a business, all right? So persons making money because they created a system or machine that leverages other people's time, other people's money, other people's time, other people's resources. That's where revenue comes from, not from investing your personal time in little manual work. That's not where it comes from. Money, the most money in the world comes from here. Ideas, being able to see ahead of time that I don't want to waste time on that. That works against leverage. That defiles the law of leverage, right? Because again, if you defy the law of leverage, you're working against technology, against the trend of technology, wave of technology that's continually working, like literally working against you. Okay, so you cannot make consistent money flipping houses trying to be a driver. Next time someone suggests that you drive for dollars, here's what you should do. Ask them if they're willing to pay you $20 per hour, since they're so sure it will turn to deals, right? You're collecting data, but you're burning your car up. The car breaks, right? You're hurting the car. You're hurting yourself because you're sitting too long, right? Some people say, oh, yeah, you could do Uber and do it together. No, you can't. All right. If you know people that do Uber, there's no time to be writing down addresses when you have a passenger in your car. Okay. That's ridiculous. And I've heard it, and I've always heard it, and I'm always wondering, like, do you know what it looks like to be driving Uber and Lyft? It's not pretty, by the way. And no, there's no chances, that much chances to be stopping and be writing down addresses. Some people go as far as say, you know what, I could just have Uber drivers and give them a card and say, hey, anytime you find a property, let me know. If you do things like that, you're wasting time, resources, energy on the wrong activities. This game is about bulk processes. This is a business. This is a real business. You have to treat it like a real business. It's bulk activities, processes, okay, that creates consistent, predictable results. Okay, you know how many leads are going to come out, you know how many contracts you're going to sign, after a while you will see that number. But if you have things all over the place, like, hey, anytime I'm going to work, I'm just going to take pictures, you're going to be all over the place, and you're going to get tired of it, because you're a human being like the rest of us, and you can't keep your attention on something that's all over the place like that. Okay. All right. So ask them if they can pay you $20 an hour, and if they're so sure to turn to deals, and just watch the answer. And the answer is always, you know what the answer is going to be, right? Yes, you can create. They'll tell you, no, you get paid when you close a deal. No, if you're so sure we're going to close a deal, just pay me up front. Well, you're also asking that question because you're already not sure it's going to work out, right? Yes, you can create a system just like the example above, but it's expensive and it's hard work. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Okay, it's expensive. Creating a system like the one I just explained is hard work, and that's what you were probably trying to avoid, that pushed you in the direction of driving for dollars. But now you have to do it. You can't avoid marketing. Marketing is a skill set you need to learn. It's 80%. Well, we could say 80% of this is your mindset, because you got to have an entrepreneurship mindset, which includes leverage, right? So somehow you're patient, but not exactly, because you understand technology is moving in waves against you. So you can't afford to be overly sentimental about being patient. You have to understand that it's a process that needs to happen every day. There's a certain amount of results, a certain amount of offers you got to put out every day in order to create results, but you're stuck on collecting data, which is addresses, right? Driving around town, right? So yes, you can create a system just like the example above, but it's expensive and it's hard work. And you have to be ready to pay a few drivers per hour, even if they don't generate leads. Okay, so you want to be on the other side of that. Are you willing to pay drivers even if they don't generate leads? Okay, last time I saw somebody did this, the person drove around town, collected a bunch of addresses in a run downtown, in a run, like a rundown place, right? You will see obviously it's a lot like, all you need is just vacant houses. I know a neighborhood where there's a lot of vacant houses. The person simply drove down to Newark in New Jersey. You could have like a 3 blocks of vacant houses, and just wrote down all the addresses, collected money, and then there's no deals because most of the properties are owned by the city. Hello. Why do you think there are vacant houses everywhere? Because the city is having issues disposing those properties, they're having problems with people moving into the city. So what do you expect? Investors are probably running away from that spot. All right. But you've paid out money, or you've wasted time driving around town in that area, getting your hopes up, thinking you're about to do deals, but you're just wasting time. You're wasting time and energy and resources, and it's no wonder why it's not working out, right? The other case that they make is that they get to catch leads that nobody else sees. So they make this case for driving for dollars that's not true, and it's not proven anywhere. Everyone, especially I have access to all of the data. Okay, you don't believe me? You could literally go to this right here, this link right here. I'm actually going to put that up right here. Oh, well, you're not going to see it right now. Well, let me show you. I'll show you. You go to empirebigdata.com. You have access to 260 million worth of data for free. Okay, and you can analyze the data in a few minutes. We'll cover that. I don't need to stress that again. We'll cover that heavily in some past episodes in case you're brand new here, and I show you how to use this, how to use analyze data and come up with properties that are most likely going to be a deal without you having to drive around town wasting gas, energy, burning up your brakes and stuff like that. So does driving for dollars work? Yes, it does. Don't argue with me. It does work. Your chances that it will work for you is 1 in 3,000. Yes, I said it. Okay, I said it, and there's a good chance that after you've done it 3,000 times, it still hasn't worked. Okay, so you could do that. If you do that 3,000 times, how many is that? 10 years. There's a good chance that it won't work. There's a good chance also, if you want to call it a good chance, that you could get lucky tomorrow, driving around town one day, and you found a deal and you have a few testimonials out there, I'm sure. But if you understand at the level that I'm sharing with you here right now, this is business. You have to only focus your energy, your resources in the direction where it will create predictable results. Not where you're just looking to get lucky and you're just going to close a $3,000 deal tomorrow. Okay. All right. So I have access to, to basically, and I have access to all the data that matters. And the reason why I make money is because I realized 15 years ago that this is a business, not a job. All right. If I said anything that makes sense, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Our goal today is 5, as usual. All right. The bottom line is that these people are trying to sell you an app at $300. So what they say is that if it doesn't work out for you, why don't you just hire drivers to do it for you? All you do, you can have as many drivers as you want on your own account. You just give it away to them for free. You pay us $300 every month, right? They lock you up under a contract for 1 year, okay? And if you don't pay up, they will submit your name to collections. At least that's what Deal Machine app, that's what it does. That's what they do, rather. That's what Deal Machine app does, right? And I know, okay? I have prodigies who didn't listen to me. I'm talking about literally just last year. Refused to listen to me, but now are stuck in collection activity. Don't do it. Data is available everywhere to everyone for less than $5 per day. You don't have to overthink this. It's about reaching out. This is the whole process right here. As I showed you earlier, this is the whole process right here. You collect data, you find their contact information, you reach out to them. Some people say, yes, I want to sell. You lock them up under contract at the price of a significant discount. Why? Because they're distressed. They don't care about how much they sell it for. And you turn around, you assign that deal to somebody else, you collect your cool cash. Keep it simple. You can use technology to do that whole 5 stages process like that. That's what we cover in 11dayschallenge.com, or you could go to fliphouses nationwide.com. Any one of those links work. Okay, that's how simple it is. But if you overthink it, you start thinking, I don't want to spend $90 per month. I don't want to spend $10 right now. If you do that, you really should not be trying to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs and powerful people in life, they despise free lunch. If you see anything free, any idea of anything called free, you probably should generally run. Okay. With that being said, I do give this away for free. Okay. Why? Because you're going to give me your email address. Okay, I don't shy away from that. You're going to give me your email address. You can potentially be my client. I'll coach you how to make $10,000 per month. Is that value or what? Okay. So at the end of the day, I count how many times I give this away, how much it cost me to create the book, right? And I do that math, and that math better make sense, because that's why I'm in business. But what most people do, and you're not most people, by the way, if you're watching me right now, what most people do is they shy away from the necessary things that successful people are willing to do. That's what they do. And that's why they don't make it. Okay. I'm actually looking at the screen. That's why they don't make it. That's why they struggle. That's why they struggle in relationships. That's why they struggle in business. That's why they struggle with everything else. This whatever I'm telling you right now is applicable in everything in life. All right, just keep that in mind. So, turning them into deals that pays you $500 to $1,000 per day. That's what I wanted to say. Actually, per day is what you should focus on. Okay. So somebody's going to see that email to them like, what do you mean? For $1,000, that's it? Well, my highest is $82,000 from one deal. So, but please realize that this is 2020, and you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to close $20,000 deals, even on the other coast. Okay. Even on the other coast. If it sounds like I'm selling already, I'm always selling, but I didn't mean to. I promise. Okay, these are real stuff that you should know if you're trying to flip houses nationwide. Sending one postcard per house to houses from an app as you drive to work defiles the law of systems, law of leverage. Batch production is what I wanted to say, not the type of back production, and opportunity to optimize a business. That's amateur, and you don't have to start there. They are very quick. They are very quick to sell you on everyone starts from somewhere. Well, it's true. Everyone starts from somewhere, okay? But you don't have to start from one, two, three, or A, B, C. Listen, you're a professional. You already have something that you do, maybe outside of this. And you know how processes work. You know how your boss tells you, like, listen, this is how I want this. And there's a process every day that you repeat because it's predictable. They kind of know you're coming into that cubicle every day to do that same thing over and over. And they have process like that all the way across the organizations. And that's why it works. That's why they pay you every Friday. If you don't do the same thing in your business, it will fail. If you're throwing muds at the wall, hoping that something will stick one day, it will fail. You need to see all the way through what you're doing today and how it's going to become the result that you're looking to achieve, as you can see here right now. That's what you need to focus on. If you do that, success is yours. And that's the beauty about the system that I've created, 11dayschallenge.com, is that in 11 days, you're all set up. And then you can track your results in a way that you can track results, not just results. When I say result, I'm not talking about when you close a deal. What if you don't close a deal tomorrow? You know exactly where you got stuck. You know exactly what you need to tweak. You know exactly what you need to optimize to create the kind of result you're looking for, because everything is divided into stages, into processes, and is a system. Okay, and it's a system, and that's how this business works. Don't let anyone else tell you. That's not like the only secret here is consistency. Okay, systems, consistency, everything you already know from your life. Okay, from the job that you've done before this, everything you already know in the system that we live in, right? There's a reason why things work the way they do, and I think you should focus on making that system work for you. Find out how, like for me, there was one point in my career. I've never really had a full-time job, by the way, as I was graduating off of college when I became when I got into real estate in 2005. But I've picked up some projects, some type of projects where I get to see how systems work, where I get to learn project management, right? You see everything in milestones from beginning to the end, as opposed to some guru just spitting fire at you on YouTube, telling you, yeah, you can make $10,000, and you become a fanboy, right? A lot of people end up being fanboys as opposed to making money. Okay, most of them, just go do the math. You go see the followership and see how many people are the same people that are basically being rinsed and repeat, right? If you want to get out of the box of being a fanboy and you want to start making money, you need to set up your business. You need to understand there are processes, there are systems. You need to understand leverage. You need to understand resources. You need to understand how much resources do I have today? How much resources am I willing to put in? How much resources am I committed to putting in for the next 12 months, even if I don't close a single deal? Why would you do that? Because you will close a deal, okay, faster than you think. But here's one thing I'll tell you, okay? There are a lot of people that close one deal and no deals show up again ever because they got lucky. Okay, they got lucky, and then luck doesn't happen over and over again. Miracles don't happen over and over again. And those are the people you see. Most of the testimonials out there are people that close one deal, maybe two deals, and then they're struggling. Maybe one deal every other 6 months because they're kind of like hanging around at the meetings and stuff like that. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I'll be right back here tomorrow. What I want to tell you is that if you haven't gotten started yet with the 11 days challenge, go to 11dayschallenge.com. Okay, go to 11dayschallenge.com and 11dayschallenge.com, that link right there. Go there, get started. Okay, I don't care whatever price you see there, as long as it's less than $2,000. Okay, get started. Okay, even if it's $2,000, get started. We're talking about closing deals, making $10,000, $5,000 per deal. It's worth it. Okay, get started. Stop beating around the bush. And I'll still be like this session right now would have made a lot more sense to you if you're already in the program. All right. So think of it that way. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. If you're brand new here, go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com and download this for free. Smartrealestatewholesaling.com and get that for free. You'll see it scrolling on the screen. Hopefully, you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
Feed us with your presence. Feed us till we overflow. As we worship you, we call you sweet Holy Spirit. Here in our midst, here in our glory, the power